Good morning, children, and welcome to this class of English. Today, we are going to study about summary of the play on the face of it. The children, let's begin this class. The story starts with a teenage boy, Dory, who enters a garden due to an accident when acid befell on his face and got burned on one side. He was afraid of facing people. That's why he has gone there to hide. Because other people tease him for having such a face. Upon entering the garden, he finds someone already present there. Hence, he tries to leave, but the old man, Mr. Lamb, owner of the garden, stops him. The children, the protagonist of this play is a boy in his teens, Derry, who has got a burnt face due to some kind of accident where acid fell on his face. He had turned timid and afraid, and he was afraid of the people because they tease him. And then there's an encounter of Derry with Mr. Lamb, who is the owner of the garden, and he also is physically challenged because he has a tin leg. Not arriving without permission, Derry feels guilty. However, Mr. Lamb welcomes him in his garden and tells him not to leave just because of his presence. People don't like his face, that's why they think, and that's why he wants to leave. Then again, Mr. Lamb asks him to stay there. After that, they start having a conversation that how no one liked Derry and how he hates people behaving like this with him. Also, Mr. Lamb attempts to console him. So, Daddy was feeling guilty because he had not taken the permission of Mr. Lamb for entering the garden. But Mr. Lamb was a different kind of person. He didn't mind Derry entering the garden without his permission. Irrespective of it, he asks Derry to sit with him and have a conversation and discuss why he is just shy and timid and afraid. And Mr. Lamb also tries to console him. Mr. Lamb states to him that he has a tin leg and how kids make fun of him. Yet he enjoys his life to the fullest. The conversation went on and revealed various things about Dory's fear, hatred, and depression about being in such a condition. Also, Mr. Lamb keeps on telling him to think about the positive things. Before long, they became friends, and Mr. Lamb asks Dory to assist him in plucking the crab apples off his garden. So, Mr. Lamb also states about his condition and he also tells him about the history, how he got that kind of tin leg, and how why the kids make fun of him. Yet, he's not at all worried and he lives his life to the fullest. Their conversation moves on, and various things got revealed about Daddy, like fear, hatred, depression. Mr. Lamb motivates him about positive things, and Mr. Lamb asks Daddy to assist him in plucking the crab apples off his garden. Crab apples, children, means rotten apples. Daddy stated to him that he had come too far from his home and hadn't told anything about this to his mother. So, Mr. Lamb asks him to take permission from his mother, but Daddy finds it difficult, and this leads to a small argument between both of them. Eventually, Derry agrees and tells Mr. Lamb that he would come back after asking permission from his mother. However, his mother does not want him to go, but he came back to fulfill his promise. So, Derry informs Mr. Lamb that, sorry, sir, I would like to take your permission. I want to leave because I have not taken any kind of permission from my mother. So it leads to a little small argument between both of them, but eventually Daddy agrees and Mr. Lamb that after asking permission, Daddy would return. When he talks to his mother about this, mother refuses and she instructs Daddy not to go there. In the meantime, Mr. Lamb climbs a ladder on his own to pluck the crab apples as he was sure that Daddy would not return. Moreover, because of his disability, it was difficult for him to climb. So he slips from the ladder and falls down and tragically, children, dies. On the other hand, Daddy returns to the garden to help him, but on entering the garden, he sees him lying on the floor. Further, he attempts to move him but didn't get any kind of response from him. In the end, he came to know that he is dead and starts crying. Children, this play has a tragic ending. But after, as you know, every night comes a day. Similarly, that is the reality of life that after every downfall comes a rise. And we should wait for it. Children, there are two perspectives we can work out by understanding this chapter. One is we could move towards the sad, depressing things, feeling that life is not positive. On the contrary, we could just take a lesson from this chapter and move towards positivity. Children, the chapter teaches us that we should never feel shame on our appearance. And also, we should be positive and optimistic about ourselves. Children, everybody knows the stature of Mahatma Gandhi, and everybody also knows his walk. Nobody could match him. Nelson Mandela, Abraham Lincoln, many names are there who have proved themselves. Now it's upon us. What do we want to do and how we want to live our life? So, children, that's all about the summary. Let's discuss some difficult words from this chapter. First is occasional. It means sometimes, rustling, whisper, low sound, tentatively, hesitantly, without confidence, startled, feeling a sudden shock. Crab apples, a small sour apple. Windfalls means unexpected gain, jackpot. I think you would understand the word jackpot, a lottery. When you unexpectedly get something which has not been expected or planned. Scrump, steal from garden, pretend to behave as if something is true when you know that it is not. Underneath, directly below, weed unwanted plant, stare to look at, daft, silly, or foolish, dribble to fall slowly, whispered to say something very slow, peculiar, strange, unusual, hive, dome shaped structure in which bees live. We generally call it beehive. Steady means stable. Creak, a harsh sound of wood. Swish, a hissing sound. Panting. Suppose you're participating in a race, so after running 100 meters, definitely your breath would become unstable and you would breathe quickly. That is panting. So that's all, children, in this part of the video, and I hope you would get benefited and use this knowledge not only to understand this chapter but also at any point of your life where you feel lack of anything, and especially this knowledge. So, the children, that's all. Thank you.